Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. I am Sandy, and this is our midweek reset with Anna. We are so blessed to have this beautiful 900-hour yoga therapist coming here every single Wednesday to hold space for our community, because God knows we're living in a time where we need the healers and the space holders more than ever. So I'm so grateful for Anna for showing up every week to provide this offering for, what we do here, which is just services that bring people together to teach you how to slow down, how to breathe, how to connect, how to find peace, because this is a crazy world, and sometimes it feels like it gets crazier by the minute, right? We're all going through it right now. I am personally going through an amazing period of gratitude where I just keep like reminding myself, like, as crazy as things are, we are so lucky, we are so blessed in this country, to be able to have the freedoms that we have to express ourselves and to practice these modalities for healing so that we can feel better, show up better, look better, do better, all the things. And so besides this offering, Anna is also going to be here on Friday night to teach the congregation a little bit about a special practice called Yoga Nidra.
Yes. So welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Yoga with Anna, and I'm so grateful because every Wednesday, this is an opportunity for all of us to start over again, to reset. And I think that sometimes we just get kind of like rolling with the ball and we forget that we can stop and start again. So this Friday, Yoga Nidra is a very special practice because I don't hear about it a lot. Yes, it is offered, but I feel, and the way that I've come into it is that every now and then Yoga Nidra is offered, but I actually think that Yoga Nidra should be part of your practice.
What is it?
So Yoga Nidra is a guided meditation, and it's an 8-level meditation that takes you throughout your body experience. What's really special about it is that in this guided meditation, it takes you into a state of between asleep and awake, which means that your brain waves are changing from, I believe it's delta theta, and then it kind of stays in this place unless you fall asleep, and then you go into that deeper place of sleep. And it's okay, like a lot of people fall asleep, and that's totally fine. But with the guidance of my voice, I try to keep you with me, and half an hour of Yoga Nidra equates about 3 hours of deep sleep. Everybody, including myself, we need sleep. We need deep sleep. Like, I can't tell you, like, maybe we wake up rested, but, in the middle of the night, for me personally, my sleep patterns shift, and it also depends on whatever's going on. So there are times where, I'm not getting a full night's sleep, I'm tossing and turning, or, there's things that are going on in the world that really disrupt the energy because we absorb all of that stuff. If there's unrest everywhere because we're all being affected. We're all energy, this ripple effect. So there's this major energy shift going on, and it's not always comfortable. But when we come to an uncomfortable energy shift, there comes an opportunity for growth. But my point is that Yoga Nidra, I feel, should be a part of a regular practice, meaning incorporating it once a month, incorporating it once a week if you can. A yoga practice minimum should be about 3 days a week, minimum. Because yoga is so gentle that you don't really see the body changing as quick as you can unless you practice about 3 times a month. If you practice once a month, maybe you'll see the body change in about 3 months. 3 times a week, you'll see the body change in about a month. And how do I know? Because I've done it.
My body's definitely changing.
Yeah, and yoga.
I really do that. But no, seriously, it's definitely consistency is everything. Right?
Consistency is everything. And I think, I used to practice 6 days a week and give myself 1 day of rest, but that was when I had a goal in mind and I hadn't reached this place of where I am. But realistically, how much yoga can you fit in? But you really can fit it in every day, which takes me into meditation. Meditation, I think people really think that they have to sit for 20 minutes. They have to come into this place where they need this allotted amount of time in order to get to this place. And yes, in essence, that is kind of true because it does take about 20 minutes to get into this place of deep meditation with yourself. But I have signed up for a certification called Meditation for the Everyday Real World, which is amazing to me because I have changed my meditation practice because I'm a busy mom. I don't have time. I'm running from the one thing to the next. And when do I have time to sit? Same with a yoga practice. But in meditation, I don't have time to sit for large quantities of time. Or I have to carve out the time, which we can do, or schedule the time. But what has evolved for me in learning these practices, and that's why I was so attracted to this certification, was I started going inward at different times of the day. It wouldn't happen when I was sitting on a mat all the time, or, I have to prop myself on a mat. It was when I was in the car, when I'm in bed. Like a lot of people think that you have to meditate sitting up. No, you can meditate in bed. You can do that practice before you wake up to start your day, centering yourself, just a few minutes. And so that's why I love that this came up for me. And it's a teacher that I've worked with before, and she's amazing. And I'm really looking forward to teaching others how to bring in meditation to their everyday lives with their busy schedules. So
that's definitely going to be a new church offering. I can feel it. I've been manifesting this. No, seriously, I keep saying we need to bring back meditation Mondays, meditation moments, something like that, using our own original footage, our own original music. As you know, Matt has also been weaving in how the breath work can be used in those smaller pockets that you find in the day when maybe you're either very frustrated or stressed out, or just when you finally have a minute to yourself, which again, it doesn't have to be 30, 50 minutes. It doesn't have to be this like $100 4-hour class. It can just be like, take a pause with the time that you have, these little gifts that we get throughout the day. So yoga is like a way of life, and meditation is a way of life, not just like something you have to pay to go do. Like I think a lot of people, they find that as like a hindrance. Well, I don't have time to get to a class. So this is a cool approach because it's more like, when do I just have time for me, for like, to show up happier and cooler and gentler.
Yeah, and I think that it's important to educate our community about how they can bring these things into their lives. And I think, I hear, it's a yoga lifestyle. Everybody has a different kind of lifestyle. I mean, it is my lifestyle because I'm a yoga teacher and I learn these practices and how to apply them if I get rattled in the car, or if I'm somewhere else, or if I need to bring myself. But these are the kind of practices that I want to teach others to bring them into their lives, whatever lifestyle they may have. They can enhance their lifestyle with these practices.
I think it's just doing the work.
Yeah,
like whatever the work means to you. Like mental health. Like we've been talking a lot about it, and just how like you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you're going to be able to help your kids or your anybody else. So.
It's true. Well, and that's why I love slowing people down. So when you come to this practice, well, two things. Adding it to your lifestyle. This is special because it gets recorded and you can access it anytime. Members get special access to videos, or you can go into the YouTube website, YouTube.
It's YouTube/PCSM Church.
So to access these practices, so that's what I mean. You don't necessarily have to be present. You can, if you don't have time, you can tap in, and that's what the church provides. It's like adding these special things to your lifestyle. And then I just actually want to thank our audience for being here, because we actually have a full house today, so I'm really excited. So thank you guys for showing up. And these practices are very important because this is what helps us rise to the occasion, rise for ourselves to balance our energies when they get jittered, to balance, harmonize ourselves and help our community rebalance themselves, heal. Like this is part of the healing process.
So if you do want to come to Yoga Nidra, go to pcsam.org, go under events. You can come around 7. We try to have a little bit of social time between 7 and 8 o'clock now, just so the members can get to know each other. It is a networking opportunity. And then please RSVP so that we know how many people are coming. If you do have your own yoga mat, please bring your own, because the last time we went upstairs, we actually kind of ran out of mats, which is a good thing. But if you have your own stuff, please remember to bring it. And then on Saturday, we do have DJ Real Drama, and I'm so excited about this because this is his first time here at the chapel. So check that out, RSVP to that. And then the following Friday, we have our full moon circle led by Sarah. I'm going to go take my place on the mat and get ready for yoga.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you. Thank you. So to touch on the Yoga Nidra again, we're going to do a waxing crescent moon practice. So honoring the moon phase and what it's shifting into. So it's a time to make space to manifest. So releasing what is no longer serving you, what is clogging up that place where there's discomfort, letting that go. And there's so much energy that comes with the new moon. So this is energy that's building up. And this is our opportunity to run with our goals, run with our ideas, run with our manifestations. So that's what we're going to do. And I will set you up for a restful experience on Friday. So please sign up and join us. All right. So, so like I said, I love slowing people down. And so when you seek this practice, I don't think that it's your general yoga practice. It's a practice that slows you down and allows you to reset your body, harmonizes, given sometimes it's a challenging practice, and other times it's a more flowy, easier practice. Now, those that have practiced in a chair with me know how to modify. So really these practices can be done from a mat, can be done from a chair, and it can even be done standing. So sometimes we just have to get a little creative about how we practice yoga. But here we are on our mats. So let's sit up nice and tall. And I will invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. And when you soften your gaze, you can take that gaze to the tip of your nose, or just lowering the eyes. If your eyes are closed, taking them behind your cheekbones or to your third eye. And let's begin to settle into our breath. If you feel like you need to move something, please feel free to move it. If you feel that you need to adjust your seat, please find your sweet spot and find that place where you feel comfortable. And if at any time you need to rest, please feel free to rest, lie on your mat, take a sip of water. Find your peace on the mat. So notice how you're breathing. Maybe the breath isn't going all the way in, and maybe you're breathing from the chest. Just notice if the breath is shallow or if it's deep. And then I invite you to begin to take those deep breaths through the nose, expanding the belly, using the diaphragm. Slow exhales out. Nice in and out flow and ebb and flow of your breath. Bring the awareness to your sits bones, those two pelvic points, and maybe shifting side to side just to notice that they're there. Awareness to where your feet are in space and maybe wiggling the toes. Awareness to where your hands are and what they're making contact with. Maybe they're making contact with your skin. Notice how it feels underneath your fingertips. And then travel that awareness to the shoulders. Notice if there's any tension there, and if you need to move the shoulders to release anything, you can do that and allow them to soften. As I do in all my classes, I invite you to set an intention for your practice. Remember, it is our intentions that drive our actions, and it is these intentions we carry through our practice and take with us once we leave the sacred space. Please take a deep breath in with me and a slow exhale out, swallowing at the back of your throat and fluttering your eyes open when you're ready. All right. I have a little frog in my throat, so you're going to hear me clearing my throat because there's lots of allergy stuff going on. Let's take a nice deep breath, lengthen through the crown, shoulders away from the ears. Let's bring those arms behind us. So walk those hands back. Allow the fingers to point outward. Ground those palms in. Take a lean back and then press the heart forward. Shoulders back. If it feels good to take the head back, you can do that. And just notice the pressing of the heart forward. Maybe allowing the heart to fall inward and then gently pressing outward. And then walk the hands back. So that was also a nice stretch to the wrist and forearms. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Arms come up. Let's tap the hands together and then gently press everything away. Inhale again. Arms up. Tap. Exhale. Press it all away. And let's ground that left hand. Inhale that right arm up and over. So gaze can be forward or you can take it to the bicep. And now let's flip the palm and press through that palm. Ground that left palm in. Nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, let's switch sides. Left arm is going to come over. Right palm is going to ground. Gaze can be forward or towards the bicep. And on the next breath, flip the palm and press. Inhale, come back to center, and then take both arms up. Press the palms together and exhale and bring them down to heart. Take a moment here to feel your hands together. Palms pressing together. Thumbs against the sternum. So that's sternum, that's against the breastbone. So you really want to just take a notice and feel that touch. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, press everything away. Let's roll the shoulders forward. And roll the shoulders back. All right, let's move our bodies a little bit. So on the next inhale, nice deep breath in. On the exhale, gently begin to move the body around the pelvic bowl. So you can go in a circular motion or any way that feels good to you. If you want to bring the shoulders in. Freedom to move your body however you feel like moving it. You can move your neck. You can go in the opposite direction. And if you hear some snap, crackle, pops, that's a good thing. Just releasing. And then let's come back to center. Let's inhale the arms up. Palms face forward. Gently let those arms fall in front of you. Walk the hands forward slowly. And then feel that stretch coming from the hips. So I invite you here to lengthen through the crown, to lengthen the spine before rounding in, because the automatic thing to do or to feel is to round in. But I want you to keep that length in the spine. As you adjust to the stretch, walk the hands forward a little bit more, so little by little, crawling those hands forward. And of course, if you're forward folded over your lap, your gaze is going to be downward to keep the neck and the spine aligned. Nice deep breaths in. And then slowly walk those hands back towards your knees. Let's inhale the arms up again. This time parallel them to the ears and then softly bring them in front of you. Palms facing out. Outstretch your fingers. Stretch, 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 because we need to stretch those fingers and hands because we do lots of texting. And then bring them into a fist. Tight, tight, tight fist. Extend. Tight fist. Extend. Tight fist. Extend. Tight fist. Extend, and then bring them to a fist and rotate those wrists.
Oh.
You're feeling that? I can't see you, Sandy. All right, and then shake it out. All right, so let's come into a tabletop. So bring the hands in front of you and come find your table. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Stack those hips over the knees, and let's curl the toes under here to give our feet a nice stretch, and then gently shift the hips back. Outstretch the arms forward. Take a puppy pose. So from here, you're going to take a nice deep breath and allow the heart to sink towards the mat. Option here, you can rest the forehead, but I'm not going to rest my forehead. I'm just going to allow my heart to gently reach towards the earth and my hips back towards the heels. Bring those shoulders back. Just notice what is happening or what you're feeling in your body as you stretch. You can bring one shoulder back and then the other if that feels good. You can even allow the heart to come up and you can round in a little bit and then stretch again. Stretch those arms forward. And then let's walk the hands back and align ourselves again. Uncurl the toes. Let's warm up our spine. On the inhale, let's drop the belly, tilt the tail, and take the gaze up to the sky. On the exhale, chin's going to move to chest. You're going to tuck in and tuck that tail. Inhale, drop the belly, take the gaze up, tilt the tail. Exhale, chin to chest, and round. So use your breath here with your movement. Inhaling as you extend, exhaling as you round in. And you also want to feel those palms really make contact with your mat. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Allow that middle finger to point forward. And then come back to your breath. All right, let's come into a wide-legged child's pose. So we're going to take the knees to the width of the mat, allow those toes to touch, shift the hips back towards the heels, walk the arms forward, rest your third eye on the mat. Maybe give it a little massage. So if there are some that have a hard time bringing the head all the way down. A block can help keep the head lifted as you rest your forehead on it. So if you're feeling your hips are really tight and they can't come all the way down, either if you don't have blocks, you can make 2 fists and stack the fists and rest the forehead there, or use a block or use a pillow, something soft for your forehead. Eventually, with the stretching of the hips, the forehead will be able to come down. So let's reach one hip back, then the other. So the hips are feeling like they're going side to side, just gently. And then come back to your stillness. Bring the hands into prayer position. So both palms are going to touch and reach in front of you. And we're going to do a little tricep stretch here. Bend the elbows, bring those prayer hands to the mid-shoulders, to the middle of your shoulders. And if it feels good, notice what it feels like to walk the elbows away from you to get that stretch as you gently press those hips. Relax the back. Allow the stretch to naturally happen. And then release. Arms are going to come back. Place the palms down on the mat, and then let's gently walk our hands back. Knees will come closer together. Shift back to your tabletop. All right, let's circle those hips. Give some movement to the hips. Our hips hold so much emotion, and that's why a lot of people suffer from really tight hips. But this practice really allows you to get into your hips, get into your joints. So circle around. And then find your opposite direction. Maybe a figure 8 with the body. And then come back to your tabletop. All right, from here, let's gently bring those hips back towards the heels. And you can bring the legs back together, place your hands on your lap, and let's get into the neck. Let's gently bring that right ear to the right shoulder. And if you want to bring your hand over to the top of the right ear, allow that hand to gently rest on your head, to be like a little weight, just to take that ear a little closer. Release the hand if you've taken it to your ear, and then bring the head back to center, left ear to left shoulder, and then that left arm is going to lift to come to the top of the right ear and allow it to rest there. One more breath. And on the exhale, gently releasing and bringing that head back to center. Let's drop the chin and bring it to chest. And then bring the chin parallel to the floor, so you're going to be gazing forward. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, push everything away, and then bring the arms behind you, palms facing inward. So option here to bring those shoulders back and take a bind, so interlacing the fingers. Or if that is a challenge to interlace the fingers there, just face the palms forward and reach those shoulders back. So the bind will help you reach, so reach towards the back of your mat. Take the gaze up. Take a breath here. Bring the gaze back to center, and then take the chin towards the chest. Find your sweet spot with your stretch, maybe bringing the palms closer together. And then lift the gaze, coming back to center. Nice deep breath in. As you lengthen through the crown and exhale, let's take a little bow. Hands are still behind us, and maybe they come off the back during the bow. Then let's inhale all the way back up. Release the bind, arms come back up. Exhale, lower down. Ground that left hand, inhale that right arm over. And then exhale, switch sides. And then float that arm down. From here, let's inhale both arms up. Lift the hips up. Reach back, press the hips forward. Exhale, take a bow, sweep the arms back. Inhale, reach up. Reach back, press the hips forward. Exhale, take that bow. So remember, it's not how far you go, it's how comfortable you feel moving your body. Don't force your body to go where it doesn't want to go. Listen to your body. 2 more. And what we're doing here is not just a bow and moving the arms. We're actually moving energy from our bodies. Inhale one more time to bring our arms up, and then float the arms down. Bring the hips back down. Hands come back in front of you to your tabletop. Okay? Okay, so once you're here, nice deep breath in and exhale. We're going to thread the needle, but we're going to flow before we take the shoulder down. Okay, so we're opening up the backs of the shoulder. On the inhale, we'll start on the right side. Right arm is going to float up. And on the exhale, it's going to weave through. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, weave it through. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, weave it through. One more, reach up. Exhale, weave it through and drop that right shoulder. Left temple comes down to the mat and extend that left arm forward. So option with the left arm. Of course, you can have it outstretched like I have it here. My palm gripping the mat as I press the hips back. Just notice what you're feeling there and stay there for a moment. Then I like to give some options. So option here to take that arm behind you to open up the front of the left shoulder. And so the palm will be facing out as you bring that arm behind you. Kind of like you're reaching for your hip, your right hip. And then the other option is going into a balance pose. Okay, so I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm just going to show you what that balancing pose looks like. And that's bringing the arm forward to support the lift. And you're going to gently lift that left leg up and come into a balance. Now, you don't have to do this. You can stay in the restful pose. And you can release that arm at any time, that left arm, if you brought it behind your back. Reach that leg back. And then gently bring it back if you've lifted it. Inhale that right arm, so reposition that left arm to allow you to lift. And inhale that right arm up, and exhale, float it back down. Circle the hips for a little release. And we'll get to the other side. All right, so shoulders stacked over the wrist. Nice deep breath in. Let's lift that left arm up. And exhale, weave it through. We'll do that 4 more times. Reach up high and exhale, weave it through. Now pull the navel in as you are doing this. So 2 more. And last one. And then drop that left shoulder down, left temple down. Come to your mat, extend that right arm forward. As you do that, a gentle shift of the hips towards the heels. And allow yourself to just feel what the body feels like right here in this position with that arm extended. All right, so now that we've been here for a couple of breaths, again, you can walk that right hand towards you and keep it close to you or bring it behind your back to open up the front of the right shoulder. Or you can take that balancing pose where you bring that hand to support that right hand over kind of in front of your face to help support the leg lift. So nice deep breath in. If you're going to take the balancing pose, on the exhale, extending that leg, that right leg high, pressing through that right palm to take your balance. And then gently bring that leg back if you've gone into the balance pose. Walk that hand, that right hand back to gently lift yourself back up. And left arm's going to float up and float back down. Reposition yourself back to table. A little shift in the hips back and forth to release. All right. Let's extend that left leg out, parallel the foot to the mat. All right, we're going to get into a little abductor stretch. So take a peek at that back foot and straighten it out. Make sure that it's not inward, outward. Align it with your ankle. And then we're going to feel the shift and the stretch as we reach those hips towards the back of the mat. So you can take the gaze to the top of your mat and stop where you find your sweet spot. You can even shift forward and back just to get a feel for what it feels like. And then from here, walking the hands towards you, lifting the body up, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, float that left arm, both arms down, and inhale that right arm up and over. Stay here for a moment, and then flip the palm and press the palm away. All right, let's switch sides. Inhale, reach that left arm up and over the left ear. And then flip the palm and press. Float that arm down, come back to center. Hands in front of you. Bring that leg back. We're going to shift to the other side. So right leg's going to step out. Parallel the foot to the mat. Just as far as it feels comfortable for you. Once you're there, gently, slowly shift the hips back. Take the gaze to the top of the mat. And again, shifting forward and back if you want to just gauge what you're feeling. If you're not feeling anything, lengthen that leg further. Okay? You should feel a stretch in the inner groin. In that groin area, that abductor is saying hello. Again, the more you shift your hips back, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. And then adjust your foot so it's not uncomfortable when you walk your hands back. Lift the body up. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. Right arm onto that right leg. Inhale, left arm over. And then flip the palm and press. Switch sides. Nice deep breath in. Reach through the fingertips and then flip that palm and press. And then float that arm down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, lower down, arms in front of you, and then bring that leg back to your table. All right, circle the hips just to loosen up the hips again. Let's curl the toes under, come into our down dog. Ooh, there we go. All right, so take a breather here. Really spread those fingers nice and wide. Middle finger points forward. So you want to really grip that mat. Shift the hips up towards the sky. Press the heart towards the thighs. Allow the ears to be parallel to the arms, taking the gaze between the ankles. And let's walk our dog, lifting one heel after the other. So if this is hard on your wrists and there's stuff going on with your wrists, you can take blocks to gently ease off the wrists. So I just wanted to demonstrate that. Now, you shouldn't feel all of the pressure on the wrists. If you do, press the hips further back, further up. Inhale the heels high, bend the knees, bring the knees just a few inches above the mat. Take a hover, take the gaze between the hands, pull the navel in. Next breath, press the hips up, down dog. Inhale, lift the heels high, bend the knees, hover over your mat. And then gently come back to your downward facing dog. Nice deep breath, maybe hawing it out through the mouth. And if it feels good to walk the dog, just lifting one heel after the other. From here, lift the heels, switch the gaze between the hands, and walk the feet to meet the hands at the top of your mat. Come to a forward fold ragdoll. Allow the upper body to feel heavy, the head to feel heavy. If this is uncomfortable, lift the body up to decrease the pressure or to relieve the flexion in the spine. Otherwise, come all the way down, a soft bend in the knees. You can take a bind elbow to elbow, sway side to side, or you can just allow the arms to dangle. All right, if you're touching the floor, I invite you to slip your fingers underneath your feet for a stretch. Not a requirement, just a little addition. I'm going to release my fingers, take that dangle. Just imagine like a dangling earring. Heavy and just weighing itself from gravity. Take the arms behind the legs. Maybe reach for that bind. Lengthen through the crown, press the heart towards the thighs a little bit more, and then release the bind. Inhale, hands on the shins, coming to your half lift. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the navel in. Stay here just for a moment, just to feel what the half lift feels like. So you're aligning the neck and the spine. Half lifts vary. Some people take them from the mat or from the ankles, or you can take it from the shin. From here, soft bend in the knees, ground the feet, inhale, arms rise, come all the way up. Ooh, that feels good. Palms touch, palms come to heart. All right, we're going to move a little bit faster. Inhale, arms come up, palms together, reach back, press the hips forward. Keep the palms together, forward fold. Release the palms at the bottom of the fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant those palms. Step back with that right foot. Plant that right knee down and take a half split. So option here to curl the toes under if you want to get that stretch under the toes, or keep it flat and extend the hips back. Another option is to come onto the heel of the foot, or if you want to get that stretch in the top of the foot, ground the foot. Again, you can use blocks to lift the body. You know what? I think a nice donation would be blocks for the church. So we can have blocks for our members. All right, from here, shift forward and shift back. Let's take a balancing pose. Ground the hands, lift that back knee, press through the heel, and then you're going to take another grounding of that left hand and open up to the right side. You can tent the fingers if that feels more comfortable. Press through the heel. All right, if you want to take it a step further, flip the palm, bring the arm behind you. Release the arm. If you have it behind you, float that arm back down. Open up to the opposite side. Left arm's going to come up. Again, you can reach behind you to open up that left shoulder. So if you reach that arm behind you, it's like reaching towards that right hip. Palm faces out, press through the heel, release the arm if you've taken that bind and float it back down. All right, so that back heel is still up. We're going to gently press and extend that front knee. Take the forehead towards the knee. Bend the knee if the forehead doesn't reach the knee. And if you're touching the forehead, gently press the knee with the forehead. And you don't have to reach, you just have to go. It's just going in that direction. All right, so we're going to shift the weight forward, bend that knee, and then we're going to walk that back foot, bring that back foot forward for our forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, coming to your half lift, and then root to rise, and all the way up. Palms touch, palms come to heart. Inhale, palms together, reach up and back. Exhale, forward fold, palms together, release at the bottom of the fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant the palms, left foot steps back. Drop that left knee and shift the hips back. And take your half split. You can come onto the heel or reach that foot down. Grounding the foot, getting a nice stretch on the top of the foot. All right, we're going to shift forward, ground the hands, curl that back toes under. We're going to open up to the right side, so ground that right palm, and then open up to the left side. Take the gaze straight ahead, so to your left side, or take it up to the sky. And then from here, let's float that arm down. Again, you could have taken that bind if you wanted to. I didn't this time, and let's switch sides. Open up to the right side. Again, you can flip the palm and bring that arm behind you. And then lower down. All right, so from here, we're going to extend that front leg, bring the forehead towards the knee. Again, you can press the knee towards the forehead and then extend the leg. Inhale, switch the gaze, bring it to the top of the mat, back foot meets the front, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins for your half lift, and then root to rise. Come all the way back up. Palms touch and palms come to heart. Just take a breather here, just for a moment. You can close your eyes if you want. Just to notice what is coming up for you. What are you feeling? What is it that's coming up for you? Maybe nothing, maybe something. Maybe you notice the breath change. Maybe you notice you feel a little calmer. Inhale, arms parallel to the ears. Let's sit in our chair. Bring the feet parallel if they've shifted. Shift the weight back to the heels. Lift the chest. Sit a little lower. Pull that navel in. And breathe. Use your breath here. Palms face each other. Your mind's going to start to speak to you. It's going to tell you, I don't like this. This doesn't feel good. Use your breath. Your breath is your anchor. Lift the chest. Tilt the tail in. And tuck that tail. One more breath here. Hands come to touch and bring them to heart, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant those palms, step back with that left foot. And bring that back foot, that left foot parallel to the mat. Windmill the arms up, come to your warrior two. So here, we're going to stack that knee, that front knee, over the ankle. And we're going to watch those 3 toes disappear. So you'll only be able to see the big toe. So that's where you know your knee is stacked right over your ankle. Pull the navel in, tuck the tail, soft shoulders. Take the gaze over to those right fingertips. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, reach back with that left arm. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Bend that right arm onto the thigh. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Really ground those anchors. So you want to ground that big toe in the back outer edge of that back foot. So you want that tone in that back leg to really feel that energy through the back of the foot. So remember, those anchors keep you nice and grounded and less wobbly. Reach back, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, come back to warrior two. One more, reach back. Exhale, side angle. Sorry, I took you to warrior two. And then come back to your warrior two. All right, so from here, let's pivot that right foot in. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, float the arms behind you to your lower back. So allow those palms to just gently support the lower back. Press the hips forward. Shift the gaze to the sky. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, little wide-legged forward fold. Release the arms. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Take that bow. Shift the weight towards the toes. And then let's walk the hands over to the right side. And walk the hands over to the left side. And then gently walk back to center. All right, so we're going to do a little pivot here because I'm in front of the camera and I don't want to turn my back to the camera. So I'm going to have you guys come back. So pivot that front foot. Come to a low lunge. Bring that back foot to meet the front. Forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and then plant the palm, step back with the opposite foot. So right foot steps back. Pivot that foot and then find your warrior two. Okay? So I don't want my back to the camera. So I'm going to go back to that wide-legged position and pivot myself that way. Warrior two gazes through those left fingertips. Pull the navel in, soft shoulders. Now notice your alignment with your knee. And breathe. Hold here. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, warrior two. This time I won't skip that. Reach over with that right arm for your side angle. Come back to your warrior two. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. All right, from here, let's windmill the arms down. Back foot meets the front. Come to your forward fold. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, hands on the shins for your half lift. And let's root to rise. Come all the way back up. Palms touch. Palms come to heart. And then we're going to do our second set of chair. So up to you to notice how you feel. You can bring the feet together. I highly recommend just a hip distance apart, unless you're in an advanced practice, to bring the feet together. All right, so hands at the heart center. We're building up some heat. All right, I'm going to wait just for a moment. And just notice your breath. You can close your eyes. Just notice what's coming up for you. Inhale, arms come up parallel to the ears. Sit in your chair. Pull the navel in. Shift the weight to the heels. Lift the chest. Beautiful. Tuck the tail. Maybe sit a little lower. And then bring the fingers together. Let's contain that energy. So you have a beautiful, energetic energy going down all the way to your tail, through your feet. Lift the chest, pull the navel in. Don't let that mind talk to you. Breathe, anchor through your breath. Palms touch. Palms come to heart, forward fold. All right, so from here, inhale, hands on the shins for your half lift. Exhale, plant those palms. I'm having such a good time, I'm losing track of time. Shift back to plank. Lower your knees, come to a child's pose. Walk the hands towards the knees. And then shift the hips back. Swing the legs around. Shift your bottom to the middle of the mat. And then let's transition onto our backs. Okay? So let's grab the front of the knees. And we're going to rock it out. We're going to massage our back. On the breath, lean back and look. And forward. And forward. And back. And then come onto your back. Bring the knees to chest. Give a nice little hug in. Extend the legs, arms over the head. Full body stretch. All right, let's release the lower back. Bring that right knee to chest. Squeeze in. And then guide that left knee across the body. Extend that right arm out to a half T. Take the gaze over to the right fingertips. Can't end class without a twist. Then gently come back to center, squeeze in. Extend that leg, full body stretch, and reach for that left knee to chest. Flex both feet. Guide that knee across the body. Extend that left arm to a half T. Take the gaze to the left fingertips. So the upper body is going in the opposite direction than the lower body. Then come back to center. Squeeze that leg in. Gently extend the leg, maybe arms over the head or any extension or body stretch you'd like to make before you find your Shavasana or final resting pose. So you can bend the knees even, windshield wiper if that feels good. You can take a butterfly position in your Shavasana, or you can even take legs up to the sky. So for your final resting pose, if you're lying on your back, tuck the shoulders underneath the body, let the palms face the sky. Beginning to feel the body supported by the earth. Feeling her energy ground you. Allowing those toes to fall open, the legs to feel heavy. Releasing the jaw if you're holding on to it or any tension there. Relaxing the cheeks or turning the corners of your mouth into a smile, so upwards that relaxes the face. Softening the brows. And finding your restful, sweet spot of a rest as you absorb all of the benefits of this practice in Shavasana. And I'm going to begin. You guys can stay right there. I'm just going to transition myself to seated so I can close class for us. Allow your beautiful eyes to sink into the sockets. Give yourself that permission to rest. And you're more than welcome to stay here, or you're very welcome to begin to wake up the body by wiggling the toes and the fingers. And then rolling over to your right side when you're ready. Maybe giving a little stretch or gentle movement before you roll over. And coming into a fetal position, knees bent, supporting the head, cradling it with your arm. And then gently pressing back up to seated. Only if you're ready. Not a requirement to seal class with me. Once you're seated, bringing your hands into Anjala Mudra at the heart center, letting those thumbs touch the sternum and making that contact with your heart. Inviting you to seal class with me today by bringing your prayer hands up to your third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts, to your lips to speak kind words, and to your heart as a reminder to live life full of love, joy, inner strength, lots of courage, and lots of grace. From my heart to yours, thank you so much for joining me on this midweek reset.